Hey guys, Pride here. Check it out. I got my Dinomorphia deck, and this is the deck I got top 4 at a pre-release for Duelist Nexus. First, I run 3 Dinomorphia Theresia. When this card is summoned, you can take any Dinomorphia trap card from your deck and place it face down the field, but you can't use it last turn. Now, all Dinomorphias have a destruction effect, so that's given. Most of them, like this one, where you could summon a level 4 Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard upon its destruction. The main deck ones have to banish a trap card in order to use the effect. The extra deck ones who have the effects don't need to banish anything. Next up, we got Diplos, which is basically a foolish barrel for any one of your Dinomorphia cards. And again, destruction effect, banish a trap card from your graveyard to summon a level 4 Dinomorphia monster with a different name. So basically, that would be Theresia. And for the last card, we got Wannabe, which is one of the best cards you can have in a trap deck. You look at the top cards of the deck equal to the unused spell and trap card zones your opponent has. Take a trap card among them, place it face down, place the others at the bottom of your deck. Of course, you have to use that trap. You have a time limit to use that trap. If it's not used by the end phase of the next turn, it's automatically sent to the graveyard. Best part is you can activate this during either player's end phase. Next up, we got 3-Paw Duality. This card lets you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, select one, add it to your hand. You can't special summon for the rest of the turn. Honestly, we don't really special summon on turn 1, so if you see that, it's just a golden card. Next, we got the Fusion Trap, Dinomorphia Frenzy, and Domain. This card lets you fusion using monsters from your main deck and extra deck. This one lets you fusion summon using monsters from your main hand and field. Next up, we got 3 Dinomorphia Intact. This card is amazing. This card can be activated if you control face-up Dinomorphia card. And it's basically a monster negating destruction. So say if you activated Domain, if your opponent ashes it, you can chain this. Since this is technically face-up on the field, you can negate Ash and destroy it. And after this card resolves, you become pseudo-immortal for that turn. Because all battle damage you take that turn only cuts your life in half. So say if you have 100 life points left, they attack you directly with the blue eyes, you only take 50 damage. And best part is, when you banish a normal Dinomorphia trap, you're protected from effect damage for the entire turn. But if you banish a counter Dinomorphia trap card, you are protected from 1 battle damage. Speaking of counters, we got a spell and trap negation. This card will negate any spell or trap card, but after it resolves that part of the effect, the second part kicks in, destroying one of your Dinomorphia monsters. And again, banish this card to avoid battle damage. And both of these cards avoid battle damage, and all Dinomorphia normal traps avoid effect damage. Next up, we got non-target destruction, destroying 2 cards on the field. Dinomorphia Brew, but one of the cards has to be one of your Dinomorphia monsters. And for the last Dinomorphia card, Dinomorphia Alert. This is a non-targeting monster born for up to 2 Dinomorphia monsters in your graveyard, as so long as their combined level equals 8 or less. So you can either summon both of the main deck monsters or one of your fusions, considering 2 of them are level 6 and one of them is level 8. And now for this, we got 3 infinite permanents. Looks like I gotta change the sleeve out. Fuck. For negation, we run 3 Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Strike, a basic God card of the deck, Ferret Flames, because the lower your life points are, the bigger impact this is. Because once activated, your opponent has to shuffle back into their deck monsters until they equal your life or less. And if your life points are low enough, they have to get rid of everything. Even if that card states it's unaffected by card effects, it's not affecting the cards, it's affecting the player. Next up, we got Trap Trick. Because you're not always going to have the fusion traps in your hand, and this is just like having extra copies. Next up, I run a Floodgate, 2 Gozen Match. This card's one to activate. Both players can only control 1 attribute. Alright, time to get out the extra deck. Me. Here we go. I got the Millennium Puzzle deck box. Okay. 3 Dinomorphia Rextra, which is basically a walking skill drain. So long as this card remains face up on field, any face up monster your opponent controls, if their attack points equal or exceed your life points, then they can't activate their effects. Next up, during any part of the turn, you can pay half your life points and change the attack points of your opponent's monsters equal to your life points. Now that can either increase or decrease. Say you have 100 attack points. It would decrease a card like Blue Eyes down to 100. But it would increase a card like Relinquish with the base base attack with 0. It would increase it to 100. And next, when this card is destroyed, you can special summon a level 6 or lower dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. Next up, we got Ketragina. This card is actually pretty cool because it has the ability to pay half your life points. You can bash any normal dinomorphia trap and use its effect. So, say like you activated Dinomorphia Frenzy, which states in the card you can only activate one copy of this per turn. If you summon Ketragina off this, you can use Ketragina's effect to banish Frenzy and get its effect all over again, bypassing that. And also, its attack points are depicted, or depends. It subtracts your life points from its attack points. So if you have like 300 life points, it subtracts 300 from 4,000, giving it 3,700 attack. So the lower your life points get, the stronger she gets. And finally, when it's destroyed, you can summon a level 4 or lower Dinomorphia monster from your graveyard. Next, I run 3 Stealth Bergia. Honestly, 2 of these are fodder for Frenzy, I'm not going to lie to you. But the third one is there because if your life points are 2,000 or less, you no longer have to pay any life points to activate your trap cards or Dinomorphia effects. So say if you have like 50 life points left and this card's out, you can still use Solemn Strike. Alright, that's it for the fusions. The rest are all Xyz. First up, I run my favorite Utopia package. Utopia and Utopia Prime. This card's actually pretty cool because you overlay this on top of Utopia. You deattach 3 materials. Destroys and banish all of your monsters, all of your opponent's special summoned monsters, deals 300 points for each, and this card decreases your life points straight down to 10. The only key requirement is there has to be a 3,000 point difference between you and your opponent. Next, I run Baromet, just so I can recycle some trap cards. The newest Grand Source Giga Cannon, because, I thought why not? Because honestly, the 15th spot is pretty flexible. I just wanted to use this just for the hell of it because it's like dino themed. Plus, it can inflict burn damage, which is pretty cool, and increases on attack. Next up, we have the main 2 Xyz you want to use in this deck, Dolka and Lagia. But this card's like an Omni negate for everything, including summoning. This one's just a monster negate. Anyway, that was the deck profile. I hope you guys liked and enjoyed. Please leave a comment down below, and see you guys next time. Later.